All right, and we are live.
Hello, I am Chris,
And I'm Edison.
and there's no Kyle. So here, I'll do the. I like plants. I'm Kyle.
Something like that.
Something
With
like that is exactly what he would say in this situation.
with the par
And
and the purr and the
yeah, par purr talking about lights for 45 minutes. It's okay. We love him and miss him. He's sick, so
hurts
F in
about
chat. Heart goes out for him, obviously, but if he's sick, I don't want him on here because that just sounds horrible. So, but this is Tanks and Thanks.
Let me roll an intro. Alrighty. So,
Welcome. Sorry, you go on,
no,
Edison.
I was just gonna
Go.
say. So, what are we talking about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about how coral reefs can actually understand sounds, and a coral reef that understands sounds is actually a happy coral reef. Um, we're going to answer a couple more questions. And then at the end of the show, we're going to discuss what video games everybody is going to force me to play to scientifically deduce which one is probably the most inaccurate and accurate. Um, but yeah, Edison, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, lots of things. Just getting back into the routine after spring break. Um, I had the most boring spring break ever, but you know,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. I'm working on that hang on back filter. I'm making some good progress, but I think I need to add some stuff, and we're still prototyping. I also got a paycheck, and I was like, I need some panda cories, so
Ooh,
we're
fun.
getting some panda cories for the big tank.
Ooh, you need to show them to me when you get them.
Oh, I will.
Panda Cories are the best.
I think
I
I
would
got like
know.
12 of them because I love cories. They're just
Yeah,
little goofs.
they are definitely little goose.
Um,
This week, I don't think I've really been doing anything. I know I was supposed to release a video this morning. When you have a kid and you're married, it just is so hard to force them out of the house to film that it's like it's pulling teeth because it's like they want to spend all of their time with you. Yes, but I need to do this thing. And so I have everything written that I need to write for all of the next future, like I'd say next half of a year worth of content, like in the bag. Whether or not I have time to film that is out of the question. So hopefully next week though. Hopefully midweek I will have something open and ready to the point where we can um get our first video out in that sense.
yeah, the living thing of the day is like they're fun little scripts to write. They're fun little films to put together, film the fish. It's just like the voiceover that's the hardest part for me.
It's just, and it's like everything's already set up and ready to go. Do I have to convince myself to do this? Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh yeah.
Um, Outside of that, obviously we've had a new development. We've had a background change. The tank is still the same, obviously, because I'm not getting rid of my 40-gallon anytime soon. But I got a new stand, and it's to accommodate. I'm getting a micro saltwater tank next week with clownfish in it from an old colleague of mine, and then I'm going to be putting some. I'm thinking I'm going to be putting plants on this shelf, but I might try to fit a 5 gallon or so on here too. So I don't know. You can technically these shelves can hold up to 100 and some odd pounds, 175 pounds. And so I'm not concerned about that. I'm more concerned about being able to get my like hoses in and like working and that kind of stuff. But Yeah. Outside of that, it's basically all I have done this week. Ooh. Ugh,
Yeah.
that that
that
especially.
that too.
Yeah. I did teach someone about carbon sequestration yesterday, and that someone was my daughter. And so I taught her using, of course, baking soda and vinegar because why not? And it makes sense. So,
Yeah. A weak acid, weak base, you're just going to make some.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm actually learning in my cell biology class about like photosynthesis and stuff. So that's fun.
Ooh.
So now I'm understanding par and per a lot more because,
Oh man. Does that mean that you that Kyle is double missing out because he is not here to talk to you about photosynthetic organisms?
yeah, no thylakoid membranes today, I guess.
No thylakoid membranes.
Not over here.
Not over here. We don't care about that.
No.
Photosynthesis? What?
It's
What
only
is
the
what is
whole,
even for photosynthesis?
it's only the way that energy for all living things happens.
Hey, 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 hey. Before you start getting carried away over there, chemosynthesis is where it's at. Photosynthesis is Jack. Chemosynthesis.
Chemosynthesis. Yeah,
Oh.
like the mushrooms in Chernobyl, like they're literally like doing photosynthesis but with radiation.
I mean, there's that, but like all of life on Earth originated from chemosynthesis at black smokers, at the bottom of oceans.
In
So,
theory.
in in theory, yes,
I don't know. There's
sure.
there's a lot of there's a lot of theories,
There is a lot of theories.
but I'm of the opinion that any way we got here was just as crazy as the next.
That's true too. Or you could be like everybody else in Utah that doesn't believe that, we just appeared one day out of the blue. I mean, that's a way to believe life exists,
Oh,
you know.
I like last Thursdayism.
Oh, jeez. Anywho,
Anywho,
um,
yes,
so yeah, there is a um, we had a question, not a question. We had
a happy article.
a happy article because I had been getting complaints by Kyle and multiple other people that I was being too depresso, and it's because I had no espresso, of course. But the happy article is about how coral reefs actually produce their own wavelengths, sound wavelengths, and they can hear other wavelengths from other corals, and those wavelengths make corals produce better, faster, stronger.
So now it's going to be the cool thing when you're fragging corals to just like get speakers for your aquariums.
Oh yeah.
Another thing to throw money at for the aquarium hobby.
By the way, Pink Floyd, that's the exact tone that corals thrive at is Pink Floyd.
Pink
So
Floyd.
all your neighbors are going to be so happy
So
that
just
you've
blast
started.
Dark Side of the
Yeah,
Moon
yeah,
over and
exactly.
over.
Exactly. Or even worse, you could just blast the movie and just watch that with your entire life because,
Nah, I like the
corals,
album better.
trust me, the album is 1,000 times better. But the movie is so awkward, that's what makes it so iconic.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so now we're gonna get a bunch of stoners growing corals.
Either that or Rush. Bit of both. Bit of
Or
both.
or
I'd
or
say,
vice versa. I don't know. Both.
yeah, yeah, I guess that's true. I'm wondering if you can train. So you know how like they figured out that Tigridates or water bears can dance to music, right? I'm wondering if you could get coral reproductive like events to happen faster if you're blasting like I don't know, like something that pushes the tempo ever so slightly faster.
So like something
Like
like I don't know, like play some Bill Withers, set the mood for the chorals.
yeah, yeah, exactly, right? Like you'd start out slow and then all of a sudden and then, by the end you'd have an entire reef system, completely like built, like ready to go.
Yeah,
They're like, "Yeah, let's do it."
just play some variable speed drone music for the chorals to.
Oh no, now I'm thinking about what happens if you have like a model train above your tank and then you have it speed up and slow down a whole bunch of times.
You just have the chorals going nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see?
So I guess what my question is this like noise that the corals make sort of similar to like cats purring in a sense?
Uh in the sense that that's how the noise is created or because it's a byproduct, right? But
Mhm.
it's like how we make a noise as human beings just existing. Our blood is pumping, our veins are moving, right?
Okay, so
Um,
like the vibes of life kind of
the
noise.
vibes of life. Yeah, I like that idea. That's a great way to put that. So the vibes of life is actually what's giving the choral its sound. And so
Okay, so they're just happy that there's more corals around.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's oh, okay, it's making more sense to me. So it's like they actually found that like snakes, a little off topic, but snakes will actually get less stressed if they know that there's another snake around, even though they're
I
not
mean, yeah,
social beings at
okay.
all. So
Yeah, even
it's
though they
kind of
hate
like
the other snake.
right, but it's like, hey, there's another snake around.
I mean, that's a way to at least de-stress snakes. But
So it's
yeah.
kind of like corals are just like, hey, we got buddies, everybody's thriving, we're happy.
Yeah, but it's also more than that too, right? Like it would be the same as if saying that we as humans reproduce more knowing that there's other humans sitting around us. Right? Like that's not something that mammals or humans do, but it's something that corals do. They reproduce better because of the other corals around them.
So you need corals to start a coral. You need money to get money.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's always been the case though.
Well, sure, but like, so you need more corals to make more coral noises to make more coral happy.
Yes. That is correct. We are Ooh, sorry, I just hit a wall. We are grossly scientific here, I feel like today.
Grossly. Coral noises make coral happy.
Yeah. We are very, leading experts, me and you today.
Now we just need to get like yeah, like I say, we just get one of those like little things that like makes anything into a speaker and just put it on the aquarium with the coral
Yeah, yeah,
noises.
let's do it. Let's put, one of those like, I don't know, we could turn a rock into a speaker and then just shove it into the aquarium and then, you know, they'll just have the jamming the entire time.
Oh yeah. It's like mood music.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So wait, are you planning on playing Kenny G for this choral, or are you planning on like playing something fast and upbeat so that way they don't you know do weird things?
No. We want them to do weird things.
Oh, so more Kenny G.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Or just like I don't know, just REO Speedwagon after they became the Ballad Boys.
After it became the Ballad Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they only had one good song anyway. So, are you really missing out on anything?
That you know
Like,
of.
Okay, so here's another question, and I tempt anybody in chat to do so. When was the last time you listened to REO Speedwagon?
That's fair. That's a fair question.
Because I beg to differ. I feel like there is nobody in our crowd, including probably Kyle, if he is in the crowd. I know Remo was in earlier, but if Kyle is in the crowd right now, I guarantee you he hasn't listened to REO Speedwagon in 10, 15 years.
I'm just waiting for somebody to ask, what's REO Speedwagon?
Oh no. I'd feel so old. I would feel so old immediately. I would be like, I can't answer that question too. Like, you can't just be like, what's REO Speedwagon? What's Green Day? I had that question before. That's a scary question to have. I'm almost 30. That is one of the scariest things I've ever been asked in my life. Who's Green Day? What? Yeah, who's Green Day? It's just this weird
Who's
t-shirt that has
JFK?
no...
I mean, like,
who's JFK? Between that and someone asking me about the dead Kennedys, I was like, go ask your parents when you're older, honey.
there you
Because
go.
at a certain point, I can't do justice, right? Like, imagine if I were to explain people who the Dead Kennedys are, this
It's like
psychedelic rock band from 1980s that did a lot of anti-socialist things, right?
it's like when you laugh at a meme that's like a third tier meme or something, whatever you call it, like where it has so many subcontexts that it's just like
Yeah.
you can't explain it all.
No, there is just no way.
You'd have to have lived through it.
It's true. And unfortunately, because Guitar Hero and Rock Band doesn't exist anymore, a lot of people won't live through that, and it's sad.
Sad days.
I'm so sad.
Well, do we want do we want to move on to some questions?
Yeah, let's move on to some questions. I think Remo was still in here, but I don't know where he went. Remo, I love him. Where is he? We love him so much here. Yeah, let's do a question. Question me up. Question me. Throw it at me.
All right. Oh no, what's ooh, that's a good one.
Shoot me with a hot question.
Oh. We're all right. Here's the question. What are the best beginner fish?
Oh man, it's a really good question, and I don't want to say like the cop out answers because of time constraints, but I will say again, I'm sorry, I hit a wall. Let's see. Obviously, discus and pea puffers are the
Absolutely.
top of the line best beginner fish.
So here's the thing about
for those that are
here's the thing about pea puffers. It's really just their food that's the issue. Not so much just like their care requirements as a whole.
Okay, but like that's still a big part of it, right? Like I have to, when I get this saltwater fish, right? Because I'm getting a clownfish. He doesn't eat. Sorry.
Stop
Again.
it.
I'm sorry. I'll stop it. I swear.
Hey, don't swear. That's a bad habit.
Anyway, when I get this clownfish, he doesn't eat flake food. He will eat only live foods, right? Or freeze dried, not even freeze dried, frozen foods he'll eat. But I have to buy on top of everything else for him. I'll be buying a brine shrimp reactor, so that way he has a consistent source of like, you know,
Brine shrimp.
go to like live foods. But I think it's frustrating because a lot of people will buy clownfish specifically, and this is, I guess, a tangent on this kind of topic, but they'll go to Petco and they'll be like, I need a good beginner fish, and Petco would be like, okay, freshwater, and then they'll be like, oh, that's boring stuff. And they'll be like, okay, saltwater, go get a Nemo, right? Like that's
Mommy,
the
mommy, I
fix.
want the Nemo.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, but like their care requirements, saltwater obviously have higher care requirements than freshwater, but they also, those are the small things that not a lot of people think of when they go out and buy a saltwater fish. Like, I need live food, I need these things, I need those things. And so I would personally say stay the freak away from anything that has a requirement for food that you don't have readily available. Most Petcos now sell frozen food. So it's nice for that, right? So Petco, you can go in, buy bloodworms by the cube.
Or like the
And I
flat.
think, yeah, or like those kinds of things, right? But even then, I am very hesitant to recommend anybody anything that requires more than flakes or sinking food, because of the fact that I don't want to say I know the natural man, but I know how everybody works in this hobby. They want to do it the laziest way possible, and it's just going to turn out bad for them, especially if it's their beginning, tank. Some good fish for a beginner, I'd say panda cories are a really good beginner fish, because they don't have very high care requirements.
I'd I'd
Autos,
push I'd push back on both of those actually,
why?
because autos are known to just only eat algae, and when they run out of algae, they just starve to death because
Well, yeah, but like I said, you just outside of flakes and sinking food, so just buy algae crumbles that sink.
okay, but
Point
also
taken.
also
I am in the lead.
Corys, I would argue that they are good beginner fish if you have somebody helping you out, right? If you're just jumping into a hobby and you're like, I need a fish, and you get a Cory fish, you're probably not going to do too well with the Cory fish because those barbels, they don't get cut or anything on the substrate, but high nitrates will actually infect their barbels, which will cause them to like fall off, which is no es bueno.
No es bueno. We did have someone in chat. They said okay later, but I don't know if they're still here. But they had a question about what size for pea puffers. What's the minimum?
I would not go anything less than a 20-gallon.
I agree. And mostly because of the social aspect of pea puffers, you're going to want to make sure that they have the same of their own kind, so that way they're not
They're one of the
isolated.
few shoaling puffer fish.
They've retracted their messages. We're
Aw.
sorry. We try to keep an eye on the chat. Come back to us. We love you. There's that. Okay,
But yeah,
nothing on Twitch chat.
I would not
Anyway,
go anything less than 20 gallons or 6 individuals.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. Anyway, on to the whole beginner fish, right? I think okay, I'm gonna still dig my grave and sit in it with auto cichlids at least. Mostly because they don't get very big.
Yeah.
They don't really. I mean, they can, but and this one's kind of controversial, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. Never get tetras. Stay away from tetras. As a beginner fish, they suck because they will demolish any other fish in that tank if you are underfeeding, and you always want to err on the side of underfeeding as a beginner aquarist, and they're just going to demolish all of your fish.
The only exception is if you have a more aggressive fish.
More aggressive
A
than.
more aggressive fish that'll fight back. Because,
Give
so
me an
you have to
example.
a beta.
Whatever.
So for me, I would think I would take two or three aspects of what makes a good beginner fish. The first off is smaller size. Most beginners would look at a 55-gallon tank and be like, "Why would you ever need something that big?" And I'm like, "Why wouldn't you need anything that big?" But anyway, so a 10-gallon is like the
The
ideal
size.
beginner size, right? So you're not gonna want like, those the Gertrude's rainbow fish or like other really hard to care for, or like a clownfish, things that can go in a 10-gallon, although I would probably put a clownfish in a 20-gallon. Anyway,
I'm
I
putting
digress.
one in a 10-gallon, but that's just because I'm an advanced aquarist. So
Right. Saltwater needs more care. Anyway, you could put stuff in 10 gallons, and you want something that's not gonna that can tolerate a lot of swings in pH, uh, ammonia, things like that. You don't want it to like be able to take all the ammonia ever, but like
yeah,
you're gonna have to drop it in there and cycle your tank, and most beginners are gonna do a fish in cycle.
yeah, which is not the way to do it, by the way. If
It's not.
anybody's watching, don't do it that way. Do a fishless cycle first, at least, and it'll
or
be a lot better for you.
or hit me up. I got media all the time. Then you can just kind of
Yeah,
skip
yeah.
a cycle.
When once we get once I get once I get a website, I'm gonna have a section dedicated to Edison's cycled wet stuff.
Edison's media.
I'm not even gonna put media. I'm just gonna put wet stuff, just because it needs
just
to make people a little uncomfortable when they order it.
oh
So
yeah.
that way, like the post people, like when we put it on the outside of the box, it'll be Edison's wet stuff be written all over the entire outside, right? And so that way, when the postman comes to bring it in, and we'll have them all sign for it, right? So he'll come in and be like, "Here you go," and then like you'll have to sign for it. So then your post guy is gonna have that awkward thought about you, about who Edison is and why is he mailing his wet stuff through the mail.
Hey, it could be like anything wet, but I guess
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, there's a lot of ways around cycle, but so it needs to be able to tolerate shifting water parameters, not huge shifts, but shifting water
Yeah,
parameters.
I understand though, like being able to account for things that might go wrong, right? Because
Right.
that's honestly the point.
It needs to stay small. So, because you're only gonna have like so big of a tank for a beginner tank. And then it needs to have like low to no care requirements, like special care requirements. You know what I mean? Like flake food is fine for it. You don't have to get like specialty food. You can just drop in some flakes and they'll eat it. So, my way of thinking, live bears tend to be a little bit more beginner friendly than tetras, but they also have live bear disease, which is never fun. It's always discouraging to have a fish die the first thing you do. But guppies
For
can
those that are not aware, what is live bear's disease?
live bear disease. So live bears are actually hard water, sometimes even brackish water fish. And when they're
Especially
raised that
mollies.
way, yes. And when they're raised and bred that way, you come home, drop them in your freshwater aquarium, they suddenly are really stressed and get sick with all manner of things. So live bear's disease is not one specific thing, it's just a phenomenon that happens
Okay.
to live bears, unfortunately.
Yes. And it's mostly because of the pH fluctuation is why they're stressed, not because of salinity like requirements or anything like that. So
Right, but salinity is tied to pH
yeah,
in some
slightly.
ways. Anyway, so I would recommend against live bears. I would personally recommend anything from the gourami family, the smaller gouramis. So like
Yeah,
honey
like dwarf
gouramis. Yeah,
gouramis.
dwarf gourami. I would recommend against dwarf gouramis because of dwarf gourami iridovirus. But
I'd recommend all of these fish except for all of these fish.
No. Any okay. Basically, the two that I'm trying to go for is a beta and honey gourami, because betas are gouramis actually. Taxonomic.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Google it right now. I dare you.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So anything that comes from like floodplains. So a lot of your South American fish are going to be great beginner fish because they come from floodplains where the water shifts a lot, and they can deal with basically soft water to hard water and anything in between. They don't really care. They just want water. So that's what I recommend with beginner fish. Something that's not going to be like crazy specific on your care requirements. Also zebra danios.
Yeah, and I also, I mean, I was gonna say that too. Zebra Danios, I like them because they don't really have a huge care requirement sheet. They obviously prefer cold water, so maybe another cold water fish. But that all being said, I bred all of my own Zebra Danios in here. Okay.
Oh, way cool.
One of them. Okay, so I have 15 in total, right? That was half of an entire event. So if you have enough coverage, you could literally overstock your tank very easily. They're tiny, so odds of them making it to adulthood in a closed system like this is astronomical. But one out of the 15 looks just genetically like hell. Like he is got an arched back, kind of like looks like a frowny face. His like his operculum is like shining kind of like red all the time, like it's inside out kind of.
Jeez.
And it's like I can understand why that one out of the 15, but that's something that you need to account for when you're beginning an aquarium. You will not have the most perfect fish in the world. There's people who try their entire lives to have the most perfect fish in the world. There's people who dedicate their entire lives to making the most perfect shrimp in the world. In Germany, every year, they all meet up and they all try to figure out who has the best bred shrimp or who has the best, and it's like genetically you could get close, but
That's the funny thing about genetics and species is that species, well, things in genuses and even families can still like interbreed, because the definition of a species is kind of a loose definition, just because it's hard to quantify what it is,
yeah.
because of how crazy genetics are and how reproduction and stuff works. Because like you can crossbreed any of the Xiphophorus family, I mean genus, just about. So like the platies,
Yeah.
swordtails, they can interbreed, but they're all different species.
Yeah, they're all different species, which is, I don't want to say that's the definition of a different species, but that's the definition of a different species, is the ability to breed across
Generally.
species
Well,
generally.
because like
Right? Like you could have, and this is something that I was going to do after my rock chemistry series. I was going to do a genetics one after, but you could go into, if you had enough generational time, odds are you will never have this time. Even Kyle, for instance, right? He's been keeping for 18 years. He's only got 30 years left, right? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Kyle, you're not going to die in 30 years, I promise. But at least your hobby, those fish are only going to be around for 30 years. You need at least 150. So that way you can cause a generational gap in between your two different species to make it so their offsprings could be compatible. I'm not saying that even they would latch either. It wouldn't be anything like you could say that like these two fish are going to breed totally fine. No, it's the closer incompatibility is going to determine on generational time. And that's always how it's been, right? It's what the whole inbreeding coefficient and genetic drift is. And so when push comes to shove, we personally, we will never see in the aquarium hobby our own species intermingling with species unless we keep the aquarium for 100+ years.
Yeah.
So anyway, genetics. It's fun.
That's a long tangent for what's the best beginner fish. But
Telling me. We don't do
um
tangents here. Tangents are
no,
just never
absolutely not.
absolutely what we never do here.
Another one, if you do have a bigger tank, is probably an angelfish. They can tolerate quite a bit of junk, and just because they are bigger fish, they can tolerate it a lot easier. Bigger fish
Yeah,
tend to be a little bit more hardy.
I hate to admit it because I hate cichlids in general, but cichlids do a really good job of surviving in all kinds of crap. So,
Yeah,
like angelfish, any type of like peacock cichlids, any type of convict cichlid, you'll find that you'll end up with a lot more young than I think you'd want, but you'd end on with a lot hardier of a fish too.
right.
That isn't to say that they're immune though, right? Like
No,
I've seen some of the worst like fin rot on angelfish because they have so many hard callus parts. Like it affects all of their soft parts a lot worse than anything else.
another one that I was thinking of, because I see him back there, is like plecos. Most of your plecos just, yeah, you can go without water for like 12 hours.
His name is Dave, by the way. I don't know if I've ever
Dave,
told you this. His name is Dave the Pleco.
Dave the pleco.
Dave the
Is
Pleco.
he a pleco or is he an anacris?
He's a rubber lip.
Okay,
So, I mean, he's an adult sized,
right.
but yeah.
But yeah,
I
any
believe.
of the commonly referred to as plecos will can just live through just about anything.
Yeah, so fun fact, I didn't know this until I went through my program, but fun fact, plecos can metabolize oxygen through their stomach.
That's weird.
Yeah, so you can have a pleco live outside of the water for 9 to 10 months without any water whatsoever because they'll take in the amount of water that they can into their stomach, and then that will last them the entire time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, plecos are crazy hardy, which is a two-edged sword for those guys.
Yeah, it's why they're so evasive, right? You can put one thing in the water to get rid of them, and then another thing will just pop up, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I'm fine." You know.
Right.
Hey, I found the guy. Come here. Come over. Come on. Come on.
Will he
Trying to
follow
get
your
you.
finger? Oh, your
Yeah,
little Daniel.
yeah. I don't know if you guys could see him or not. He just went back over. But he's the one that is a little inbred, is like what I'd say.
little Sweet Home Alabama.
Little Alabama. Hey, I found a name for him. We'll call him Alabama.
There you go. Or Leonard Skinner.
I'm pretty sure Leonard Skinner would not appreciate that, but okay.
Considering there's only like 2 or 3 of them left alive, I mean.
Well, I'd also don't want to say this because it might be a little mean, but they also are pretty elderly and don't make new music, which means they're likely to sue. So
Hey, we didn't sing the song. Leonard Skinner is their gym teacher's name. It's like
it's true. I mean, yeah. Well, I hope that answered that question, because we spent like 25 minutes on it.
so yeah, quick review.
Quick review.
If we want a quick review.
Quick review. Let's do it. We talked about autosynclists. We talked about betas. We talked about honey gouramis. We talked about plecos. We talked about angelfish. All of those are pretty good options. Angelfish, obviously, and I'd guess rubber lip plecos too. You don't want them in a tank smaller than 10. And so I guess those two
You don't
being
want
the
them in,
exceptions.
yeah, a 10. You want them in like,
Yeah, yeah. And so those two being the exceptions, you want them in a lot bigger of a tank. But outside of that, those are really good beginner fish options that I feel like you can't go wrong with. Again, stay away from tetras. Zebra Danios are okay. Just be aware that they might be a little wonky here and there. Um, yeah.
I I think a good summation. One time I heard somebody at a pet store employee who actually knew what he was talking about, um,
Rare breed.
telling rare breed. Somebody was asking, so what's a good beginner fish? And he was like, basically, you want to steer clear of anything that doesn't that has clear spots in it. You know, like where you can see through the fish. That's not a good beginner fish.
I mean, I do have amber tetras, but yeah.
Yeah, you can kind
I
of see through them.
actually, yeah, and I didn't say this last week, but I had to readjust my gene flow in this tank with my platies. So I started to get all of my old platies. They were all green lanterns. They were starting to have young that were orange. And I don't want to say I hate orange platies, but I don't like orange platies. Just it's a personal preference. And so I bought 6 adult green light, green lantern platies, so that way the genes start shifting back over to where they're supposed to be. So
So yeah, basically anything that's opaque, good beginner fish. Is
yeah,
a rule of
I'd
thumb.
agree. Yeah, that's a great rule of thumb. Um okay. So instead of doing other questions, I thought we could spend the last 30 minutes talking about what I guess what you guys want me to do on Tuesdays. And I'm not saying like you guys decide, but I think we should plan out what I'm supposed to be doing on Tuesdays because there's people that really love watching me play Power World. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's great. Uh, but Power World is starting to get so old and it's only been 3 weeks in, and I'm like so done with it. I've already written the review for it, and I still have to just like crop it together. But once that's cropped together, I'm probably just going to uninstall it and never look back. So, with that being said, I think this is a good opportunity for us to kind of map out what games you guys want me in the either the community or also Edison. What games do you think I should play from the aquatic zoologist slash biologist point of view, and why, I guess.
There's one I have my friend gifted to me for a birthday gift. It's called I Am Fish. You would hate
Oh
it.
yeah. I've seen it. It's on Steam. Hang
Yep.
on. Hang on. I'm pretty sure Steam sale is going on right now. So
Oh jeez.
give me 1 second. I will be right back.
Gotta get
All
that
right.
Steam sale.
I'm gonna wish list all of these games, just so you know, in the order of which they are received. So let's see. If you don't have a Steam Deck, get one. I don't want to say that it has changed my entire life, but
It might have.
it has. It might have changed my entire life. I am like literally playing the games that I'd normally play upstairs on my computer just in bed, and it's fantastic. Okay, so I Am Fish. It looks like it's a goldfish in some sort of very small container on a dance. Hang on. I am Confucian.
Yeah, you'll hate it.
This is the photo that I am looking at, and I am so confused.
Yeah, that basically sums up the game.
Okay. Okay. So what is it about? What is this game?
So, quick rundown. 4 fish live in a tank. They're all buddies. They get fed bread one day and gain like almost superpowers. Um, Fish get separated because they're in a pet store, and goldfish has to go find his buddies.
Okay. I can get behind that type of a story. Okay. All right. So we have I am fish. Let's figure out some more here. I have handy dandy. I don't want to say a handy dandy notebook because I don't. I have a handy dandy chat GDP. Um if I can pull it up. There it is.
Oh, I think I heard the fish game is getting an update.
Yeah, that one was the one that kind of sparked me streaming was Endless Ocean. And I'm waiting for them to release that, but they're not going to do it for a while. At least I don't think so. Hang on.
No, we're talking about fish game, like fish game. That's the title.
My tank has decided to go to sleep.
My tanks are gonna get some.
Oh, this one's pretty.
The fish game.
Yeah, it's on sale right now, and it works on the Steam Deck.
Oh, way cool.
Oh my goodness!
Did you just look at the video?
No, I just saw what the name of the update is.
Oh yeah, get it can die.
Get it and die.
Yeah, they just yeah, that
Jeez.
was the recent update that they just added like diseases, so you can test out diseases in your aquarium.
All right, fish game. Okay.
Oh, made with support from our friends at Smarter Every Day. Shout out to them, I guess.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. You could also play Subnautica.
Yeah, so that was one of the original ones that I was told to play. Obviously, because of what it is, right? It's a survival simulator where you're underwater. Abzu is another one that I was told that I had to play. Hang on. There was one that's kind of weird, and it might be a little dated, but I definitely think I should play it, mostly because it was part of the childhood that I grew up in. I didn't personally play or own this game because I was a Sony console fanboy through and through. But Echo the Dolphin came out on every Sega system possible, and apparently is one of the best adventure games in the world.
Ooh, you could play Hungry Fish.
What's Hungry Fish?
You remember the game Chowder, I think it is,
Yeah.
where you're that angry bluefish that eats all the other fish and gets bigger
Oh yeah. Okay, I know which one you're talking
to
about
eat
now.
more fish. So there's
I was also told that I need to play Maneater for the same basically ish type of
oh yeah,
gameplay. So
but Hungry Fish is on sale for like 50 cents.
all right, that's going in my cart.
I just searched fish on Steam, and just there's a whole bunch of interesting fish games.
Fish. Search. Yes, that one's on my wish list already. Fish Story. An atmospheric. Hang on. An atmospheric underwater game for the whole family. Help brave fish solve the mystery of the lights. For 50 cents, you can play Fish Story. Apparently, there is a point and click hidden fish game that's for 50 cents. The Fish Story bundle is $1. There is one that I think would be really funny to watch me and you both play together.
Oh boy.
It is the Rumblefish Plus.
Rumblefish Plus.
Yes.
Oh,
It is a fighting game with fish.
do you like slap each other with fish?
No. If that was something that I could get like on YouTube and stream, I would just play Hitman.
Oh.
Because in Hitman 3, you can slap people with fish.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, there's a fish person shooter. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's a fish person shoot. Oh, oh, it's exactly what it sounds like.
I'll leave that one for my wife to play.
You just shoot fish people. Because fish person shooter. It looks a lot like Doom. Like the old Doom.
Hey, Freddy Fish is on sale. That's a good one.
Freddy Fish. Oh, that's a
Maybe
that's a
it's point and
throwback.
click. Yeah, it's point and click. Made by the people that make Pajama Sam and Putt Putt. Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, that's a throwback.
Those are some real throwbacks too.
Jeez, for like less than $5, I might have to do it even if I never play it.
The issue is that I find myself playing all of them.
Oh.
Because again, just I love it though when you type in the word fish on Steam, it pulls up things that are obviously have nothing to do with a fish. Like
absolutely.
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, you got Final Fantasy 15 up there.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15. I have, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel because I think Legend of Heroes games have fishing in them, but like that's a classic JRPG, dude. Like I'm sorry, but that has nothing to do with fishing. Even though I love the Legend of Heroes series. Trust me, I will talk your ear off about the Legend of Heroes series because I have played 6 out of the 10 games that are currently available in North America. And I will continue to play them because I love them. But there is not enough fishing in it to call it anything.
A fish game.
Yeah. Mega Aquarium, that's another one I've been looking into. Oddly enough, and I don't want to say this to freak people out, but oddly enough, I've typed in the word fish and I haven't gotten any like furry stuff yet, which usually happens all the time when you type in an animal on Steam.
Well, fish aren't very furry, are they?
No, but I guarantee you that someone's tried it.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Let's see. Floatasm. That's a game.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. There's Aquarist. That's on sale right now for Steam. It's half off. Did you know that there is a regular fishing simulator or there's Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2? Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Which one do you think is probably the better one, the regular one or the ultimate one?
Probably the regular one, just because I like
Yeah, I was about to say 1000% it's probably the regular one.
Oh, hey, yeah. There's Final Fantasy 15. I'm seeing it now.
I think it's kind of weird too because like I would have imagined that looking through this list, I would have ended up with something like more of like the Sega classics, like Bass Pro Fishing, or like Sega Pro Fishing, or like those kinds of things, right? I have yet to see any of those.
We got Rumblefish 2 Deluxe Edition
Oh yeah.
with the
Oh yeah.
thumbs down.
Sounding great.
Sounding great.
You know, I
Ooh.
hate to say it, but I bought a couple days ago the Battlefront remastered, because, you know, big Star Wars fan, big Battlefront fan, right? And I had to return it because of how horrible it was yesterday when they launched it, and I was so disappointed that I just, you know, I had to go out and I had to buy something. And so I returned it and I got a gift card back, and then I decided to buy Halo instead. Because, you know,
There you go.
but anyway, back to fish.
Fish.
There's Pacifish.
Pacifish?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
free
that?
right now.
What? I gotta see this.
It's an incremental. Oh, sorry. Pacifish is an incremental fishing management game with several mechanics to interact with and improve. It can be played both idly and more actively to progress further. Apparently, it's out of 100 out of 608 reviews, it's very positive. So I mean, for being free, that sounds like a great like start.
Oh, there you go. Fish
Abzu
simulator.
is, yeah. Abzu is $5 right now. So that would be awesome. That one's like a side-scrolling 2D diver. So Sonic the Hedgehog without the breathing thing.
Ooh, there's Fish Tycoon 2 for free, where you can overstock an aquarium with clown loaches and seahorses in the
Because that
same
sounds like
aquarium. Yeah.
what?
Well, that's what the video looks like. There's like a beta. There's like a clown loach. There's a seahorse in there, all in the same aquarium, and like 3 betas, male betas. So yeah, overstock your aquarium with improper fish.
Seems about right. Seems perfect. Lowest price. Hmm. Hey, there's a game called Fish Gun that's for free.
Fish gun. Oh, there's fish fight.
You have to see this game.
Fish gun. Where's fish gun? I gotta see this. How far down did you scroll though?
It's free. So I just put lowest price
Oh,
first.
sword fight. Okay. Fish gun. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Oh, there's Pacifish. I see it now. And then fish gun. Where's fish gun? Fish gun for free.
For free.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Come closer. Oh my goodness.
You should put it up on the
All right, all right. Let's get this. Let's pull up this video here. Just because. Yeah, okay. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
You ready for this?
We are so ready for this.
Oh, do we want the yeah, let's put the sound on.
Yeah, let's do it. It's like someone played that one game that just came out on Microsoft. It was on Xbox for Game Pass. High on Life. It's like someone played High on Life and was like that, but with fish.
There we go. Oh, you can shove stuff in the fish's mouth. And what
Oh,
is
that's how
that?
you reload it. Of course, that's how you reload it.
Let's murder some fruit. I gotcha. That's an interesting premise.
We have to play it. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but it's free, right?
It's free. We got to do it.
We just have to do it. There's also one that is in the same kind of realm of that. It's called Guns and Fishes.
Guns and fishes.
It's for $1.
Oh, there you
And
go.
you do the exact same thing.
Oh, good. You shoot at evil fruits.
No. But you're shooting fish.
You shoot at the fish.
Hey, Insane Aquarium is on sale. That is a really fun but horrible game to do as a zoologist.
Insane Aquarium. That
sounds... it's all one word. So it's insane, but without the E at the end. Aquarium afterwards.
Oh no. It's an aquarium. Oh my goodness.
Going I must admit, going by the cheapest option all the way out is you definitely get a lot of oh boy. For those that don't know what Steam also has on it, there's a lot of smut on Steam. So just surprisingly amount of it for fish related games.
Oh no.
Well, I think that should be good for a while. I think my next one I'm going to do, just because of what it is, I think I'm probably going to do some Nautica. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we can do like maybe we could I don't know, do a multiplayer of the fish shooting one that we just, reviewed that I can't remember the name of.
What the heck? Horror Fish Simulator.
What?
Most epic fishing simulator with minor horror theme. What?
Minor? How do you I don't understand how you're
No. It's like 50 cents though.
What is it called? Horror Fish?
Horror Fish Simulator. You look like a zombie going fishing or something. I don't know. Like, what is your character sprite?
Hang on, it's loading. Come on, Steam. Let's do this. They used Comic Sans for their font in this video, by the way.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, wow. That is
interesting
premise.
And you got mad jumps.
Apparently you have to catch fish to live, so the zombie has more energy.
Oh, so
What
you
it
are
says
a
here.
zombie.
See, that's what it says right
Oh,
here
there we
on
go.
awful lot of awful lot of sharks living in this lacustrine environment.
No. Oh, I like the first recommended review is just I have no idea what's going on. Oh, and then the next recommended review is just amazing because the
Okay,
first
okay.
sentence is just this game is a stunning critique on society.
Someone has read into the game a little bit further than the game devs have actually thought. Um, Fun fact: my brother, I have a twin, and he's developing his own video game, White Wall at Steam. By the way, if you're curious, go play the demo. It's out. It's awesome. But I've asked him questions like this before, like, so what's the purpose of you putting these things in this place? And 9 out of 10 times he'll be like, it looked empty without it, so I needed to put something there. And so for this one being like, this game is a stunning critique on society, I guarantee you the devs were like, yeah, it would look boring without that, so we're just gonna put it in.
Basically.
Oh man, it goes in freaking ham. Hold on. I don't think I can do this with the entire voice the entire time, but this game is a stunning critique on society,
Oh,
a
there it is.
tale of needless categorization of creatures or people or objects, and their arbitrary worth. A shark, the king of the sea, is labeled as negative 50 points, while a purple fish, which is in fact orange in a cruel twist of literary fate, is told to be 50. Why the discrepancy? For that which we turn to the noble goldfish, which receives a lowly score of 30, desperate, being made of literal gold, or so I am told. All of this, a clever metaphor. It calls to light how quick and meaninglessly we are assigned to our lots in life. How the world tells us what we are and whether it is accurate or not, and the power of said labels bestowed unwillingly upon us. Why can you not catch the megalodons? It's the same reason, of course. Someone decided so arbitrarily, long time ago, about 2.5 years of writing this. Why is the aforementioned purple fish called that, such as being orange, despite it being orange? Exactly the same. Why our player character, a zombie, the literal embodiment of continuing on basic instinct, long in hellish land for only ponds of fish, some isolated completely from outside world, and others showing remnants of destruction of something greater. Because it is chosen randomly as well. Perhaps we can learn something valuable from this experience. Perhaps a small game can make a meaningful change in our perceptions of what around us is to assume how the things unthinkingly based on a title is born of swift, needless comparison someone performed in the past. Perhaps you can just waste 2 minutes of your life reading a comically overwritten review on a weird zombie fish game that is totally worth 50 cents to stream to a group of friends for a half hour, despite its shortcomings as a game. You know you can who can know for sure except you, dear reader, you. Things are just what you make of them. Don't be so quick to judge to base on looks alone.
I like how that guy has 2 reviews, and that's one of
Oh,
them.
oh, wait. We need to see his other review. Rhyme Sharky. Oh, he's Canadian. That's why. That makes a whole lot more sense why he is so funny.
Oh, and then recommended. The other one is Monster Hunter.
So he's played a good game about like monsters and slaying fish and everything.
Right.
But
And he
you
has
know,
1,100 hours on record of that one.
well, that makes sense. Usually, if you play Monster Hunter World, you're in it for a very long time. Jeez, man. I love him. I love him. I need to meet him. He needs to come on the show.
Oh, it's a she. Need to meet her.
She needs to come onto this show. Lord. You hear that? I'm coming to Mimitoba. We're gonna go. We're doing this the right way. Man.
I clicked on her profile and this was not a mistake because she's got like over 2,800 things and it just says stop. All right, there you go. Fish games.
Yeah. So there are some fish games. Obviously now I'm gonna have to play the zombie horror one.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of that reason. But please let me know in the comments below what other fish games, and you could be serious. You don't have to be, though. If you want to make me play Freddy the Fish, you can make me play Freddy the Fish. I'm not
Oh,
going to
you're
be
playing
like,
Freddy the Fish.
oh, come on. I'm okay with it, but like, okay. under the same like principle, I should play other anthropomorphic like platforming and like puzzle adventure type of things.
No, don't branch into furry stuff.
That's not what I meant. I'm very upset that you said that. This is not what we meant here, sir.
You said anthro.
I did say anthropomorphic, and I'm sorry. I'm talking about things like Spyro, sir.
Yeah, that's not exactly what I'd call anthropomorphic.
Okay, but like it's someone who has a personality, a perspective, a human type
Personified?
Yeah, it's a personified human person, right? Like if I were to play Gex, oh, never mind. You're too young to know what Gex is. If I were to play like Crash Bandicoot, right? That is technically an animal that I could do a review on. Will I? No. No. Will I do it on Mickey the Mouse? Yeah, of course I will, because Disney is just ridiculous, and I need a good excuse to play Disney Epic Mickey. So
there you go. What about
but
Mario? Because you got
Mario's
Luigi,
human.
you got Yoshi.
Okay, but Yoshi doesn't speak.
Fair.
So
He does. He
I
makes weird
guess
noises.
actually, I can't really say that because one of my all-time favorite animated series is Wallace and Gromit doesn't have a voice actor because he never speaks, and so yet he is still the best dog on television by
Oh
far.
yeah.
And so
I love
like
how he's
I
always
can't.
given like Wallace the side eye.
Yes, because Wallace deserves it. Wallace does not deserve that dog. I will 1,000% stand and die in that on that hill. That Wallace deserves to get his dog taken away from him. Gromit doesn't deserve any of the hassle.
But I think that's why it's a what is it? A metaphor for society.
It's a metaphor for society. An abusive relationship is a metaphor for society.
I don't know. It's Yeah.
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 Anyway,
Anyway, fish.
fish. I think that gives me a good list, obviously, and I definitely want. I'm gonna throw one to Edison so that way he has to play it one of these days because he needs to. I might make him play Freddy the Fish, but I also might make him play the zombie one just because.
You, dear reader.
You, dear reader. But with all of that being said, kind of a wrap up of today. Kyle, we're sorry you're sick. We really missed you. Much love. Next week, make sure you guys are all here because we do have a guest coming in, and me and him are going to geek out about invertebrates the entire time. And maybe Edison and Kyle will be able to talk. Odds are no.
I like
But
shrimp. Shrimp is bugs.
do not say that when he's here.
Shrimps
Lord,
is bugs.
that's the last thing I need is to embarrass us. Yeah, we're so scientific. Look, this is his water bug.
Bugs. I mean, that's what I've been referring to my Daphne as.
True. I would say that Daphnia are water bugs, but
I
they
guess
are
it's
not
the whole
shrimp.
thing, the whole debate of like is cereal a soup or a salad?
It's a soup.
Well,
Salad. Get out of here.
excuse you.
Get out of
Or is
here.
a taco a sandwich?
Neither. It's a calzone. Who are you?
Is a calzone a sandwich?
No.
It's something in between two slices of bread.
Okay. What if I got a vegetarian vegan calzone? That wouldn't
It'd
be
be like
bread.
grains
Because
or
when it bakes
plants,
and
you
it's like
silly.
it would be a salad, sir. It would be actually it would be closely related to a stew, if anything. Because you're taking the almonds from the almond bread and you're making flour out of that, and that's technically a bean or a legume. And then you have, all of this pasta type of. We're getting into a big rant, and I think next week we should discuss whether a hot dog is a sandwich. And maybe Josh from Good Mythical Morning will watch, and maybe he won't. Odds are he won't. He was just on Jimmy Kimmel. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Unless we invite him on.
I'd love to. I'd
That'd
love
be
to meet
fun.
Josh. Josh is one of the few people in the world that I feel like could be my spirit animal.
That and the sandwich hot dog.
Yes. Yes.
Which it totally is. I mean, haven't you used a piece of bread for a hot dog when you run out of buns?
I just go buy more buns. I know what you mean though, because I grew up poor. So yes.
Or when you have hamburgers, you have the patty, but like you use the bread.
I do that, but my wife, I don't know why, she's like, I can't eat a burger like that. That's not a burger.
Hey
That's a
man, one
sandwich.
time I was so
I'm like,
hungry.
okay.
I was living in Jamaica at the time, and I was so hungry, and it was hot, and so I just sat down and ate a whole loaf of bread.
Casually says that you were living in Jamaica.
Yeah,
Casually just
drop that.
just
Just drop that and the stream right now. Just
yeah. So next week when we talk,
Next
we're
week.
gonna talk about how Edison lived in Jamaica and didn't tell us, and how he ate an entire loaf of bread on the beach.
It wasn't on the beach. No. It was in a grody, nasty apartment. Look,
I
man.
almost said something that was so bad. I'll tell you after we're done with the stream, but Oh my lord.
Look, man,
Okay.
when I moved into that apartment, there was brown tile on the bathroom floor, right? And it was like a tiled shower, but the shower was green, not brown, green.
Ew.
So when I say it was a grody apartment, I mean it was a grody apartment.
Ew. All right. Well, this has been Tanks and Thanks. Please join us for next time.
Well, we'll be a little bit more focused.
Yeah, especially with Kyle here. We'll talk more about plants and stuff and how they
And
suck
fish.
and sorry, how they're amazing and beautiful
And, provide most of the energy for all of
human
life to
life.
sustain.
Yeah, I was about to say plants,
Yeah.
plants are nothing. We are nothing without plants.
Yay, Rubisco.
Yay, Rubrisco. I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Rubisco. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Anyway, I am Chris.
I'm Edison. And this
And
has
thanks
been
for
Tanks and
watching.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.